foolish mortals.
Hello there. Are you insane? Get out of here!
Remain seated with your seatbelt fastened.
Right, off you go.
Welcome to Average Joe Orlando. Hello, theme park goers. Or should I say, ahoy, sailors. No, I don't like that. Not doing that. Anyway, this is my first podcast about a cruise ship. So welcome to the front row review and advice on Royal Caribbean's Utopia of the Seas. I got to experience this ship late last year, sailing out of Port Canaveral on a 3-night stay. I went with a group of friends, and we had a really good time. It was a fun group considering, too, because it was a lot of different experience on, I would say, cruise lines and cruisers. We had some that only did 2. Myself, that was my 13th cruise. And then other ones that have done different cruises, but mostly Disney. So it was fun to experience all the differences. But we're going to chat a little bit about Royal Caribbean, about their private island, Coco Cay, about the ship, some do's and don'ts, and then how it compares to other cruise ships. So let's dive in. That works because it's a cruise and you could dive in the... No, don't dive in the pool. The pools are shallow. Anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about the Utopia of the Seas. So it is operated by Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean also does run and operate celebrity cruise lines, so which I've been on as well. Definitely think I prefer Royal, a little more fun for me. So it entered in service in July of 2024, so a newer ship and larger than the Wonder of the Seas by a gross tonnage, whatever that means. And they have different classes of ships. So this is in their Oasis class, it's considered, and it's the 6th one in that fleet. So it's kind of fun. I've done the Harmony of the Seas, which was in the Oasis class as well. So it was cool to see how it compares, how it differs. I definitely seen a lot of improvements over it. However, I could say that it is a very busy ship. It takes on a lot of people. So I think that was probably the biggest thing that was the downside. The capacity for this one is over 5,668. That's not including the crew members. So a larger ship, while it's great, I will say is a little tough because there's a lot of people on it. When I did its sister ship, the Harmony, it was during COVID when they were doing, you had a test beforehand, and they were doing 50% capacity. So my ship was less than half actually capacity when I did the Harmony. So it's definitely a big difference coming on the ship when it's double the amount of people. Definitely, I think probably one of the best parts about COVID was, which is a weird sentence to say, but definitely going on a cruise ship that was half capacity was quite nice. But yeah, over 5,000 people on this ship for a weekend cruise. They are definitely playing this one up to be more of like a nighttime party ship. And if that's not what you're looking for, then I wouldn't recommend it. I definitely came into it going, oh, this will be a fun time. I didn't realize how wild it would be. Different nights they had a toga party where they handed out togas. It was definitely a party atmosphere. It felt very like a Vegas nightclub style they were going for when I was on the Harmony. And I've also done the Independence and the Enchantment with Royal. And they were more of family cruises, but still a lot of fun, a lot of activities to do. This one, they're definitely trying to advertise as that kind of party ship where for me, 11 o'clock at night is late. So it depends what you're looking for. But there's a lot to do. So let's talk a little bit more about the ship. So the ship usually heads to Coco Cay. So the Coco Cay is the perfect day at Coco Cay. You've probably seen 27 of the commercials. They have 7 beaches, over 100 cabanas there. They have 9 different places to eat. And then you could also go to all their bars. They have 18 bars just on this island alone. Not to mention they have a water park with 14 slides just there on their private island. And then they have day beds all around. They have zip lining to do. They have beach clubs, so you can go to the perfect one, so the one for adults only. They have 5 pools also there, sorry. So they have the Cocoa Beach Club, which is kind of their exclusive, more top-of-the-line one. They have the one that we went to, which I will talk about a little bit later, where it was just for adults. And yeah, there's a lot to do on this island. I will say, though, so when I did the Harmony, not to go back to that one the first time, and we went to Coco Cay, it was only one ship parked and we were at half capacity. Now they expanded the island, but they also do 2 ships at a time because a lot of ships go. They also send their Celebrity Cruise Lines there as well. So you're almost guaranteed always to be sharing that port with another cruise ship. So the island will be much more busy. And if you pull in there and there's 2 of those mega ships in there, it's going to be real busy. So there's also a lot of different restaurants on board. So they have all the different restaurants that are included, but then they also have upsell restaurants, which we will talk about in a little bit. And then also their bars. So this is an area, the bars, I'm really jumping around, where they, I think, improved on their last one. As somebody that doesn't drink, I still am able to enjoy the bars because they have a lot of mocktails or non-alcoholic beer options. One thing that I really liked was their Pesky Parrot. Now, this reminded me of like a Margaritaville kind of style bar. And on the Harmony, this is where the robotic bar was. And the robotic bar like never worked. It had the cool arms that would like make the drinks and you press the button. However, most of the time the cup would spill over or it just like would freeze and they'd have to come and reset it. Fun idea, but not practical. Also, putting bartenders out of their job, and bartenders are fun. There's also some different ones that we enjoyed one night, the Giovanni's Wine Bar, which was very like a relaxing style bar. We all sat around on the couches and enjoyed that. They have the casinos, which we enjoyed every single night. And what I like too, they had a non-smoking smaller room casino, which you could enjoy also because the casinos do get very smoky because they do still allow smoking inside the casino, which is very bizarre. They have the karaoke at night, which we did not enjoy. And on the back of the ship, they have the giant pool with the diving show. Did get to see that from a distance. It was very, very busy. So kind of watched what they did, but it was pretty neat. They also have the rock climbing wall, which I actually for my first time got to enjoy and did the rock climbing wall. And when you get to the top, they basically say, push off the wall and it'll catch you. And then you're up there and you look and you're like, is it? Good news, it did catch me. But it was very, very cool. And they have the Bell and Barley. Now that's just like their English pub, which was one place that we hung out with a lot. Playmakers, a lot of our friends enjoyed it because they wanted to watch the sports games. And that's a sports bar. That's an upsell. But you could still sit in there, grab a drink on the dining package or on the drink package, which I recommend always getting just because you don't have to think about it. For me, it was good because it got mocktails, water, soda, specialty coffee. You can get juice over at the juice bar over at the gym. So there's plenty of other options. And then you don't have to take out your credit card the entire time or think about it. There's a music hall at night where they have different shows. There's a Laugh Factory where they have different comedy clubs and different ones coming. And then they have, as I mentioned, their water show. There's also an ice skating rink where you can go ice skating during the day. And then at night they do ice skating shows. There's a major theater where they do different shows during at each night, which we walked in for like 5 seconds and said, I don't know if this is for us, and we left. And then they have bingo, which I have never experienced, but some of our friends that we went on did do it before. So they were like, we have to do bingo. We have to do bingo. And we're like, all right, if you insist, we'll do bingo. And we ended up winning. And I didn't realize that, so you pay to play bingo, and they give you digital boards, which I was like, this is kind of a scam. And then they give you paper boards, and everything's digital. So I was like, this is kind of strange, but is anybody really going to win? And then we ended up hitting the first round and won over $300, which I thought was pretty cool. We probably paid like 90, 100, I forget how much we paid to play, and then won I think 380, and they'll put it on your account, and then either you could take it as a cash option or you can just put it towards your vacation for anything that you spent on board. I took the money and ran, but that was pretty cool. But only 3 people won. The other people spent like $100 and didn't win. So, and it was like a 45-minute activity, so it definitely goes pretty quickly. Now, as I mentioned, did the 3-night, and my biggest thing is you won't see it all, so definitely plan out before you go on what you want to do, where you want to eat, what things you want to see. They have online on the app, which is pretty great, the cruise itinerary, where you can go through a few days in advance and start marking off things, and then you could market them as favorites. So something that we all did was we all kind of marked off so that we knew, hey, this is coming up tonight. I really want to do Game of Thrones trivia, or I really want to go see the karaoke. And we all had our different things that we wanted to see. 9 times out of 10, we completely skipped it or missed it or forgot about it because we were doing something else. But there was so much to do that we kind of wanted to plot it out so that we had an idea. I'll tell you, we never set foot in any of the pools because it was just busy. The day at sea and the day also, I'm sorry, we didn't have a day at sea. The day in Nassau, basically nobody got off the ship. So it was very hard to get a chair. So definitely early in the morning, grab a chair. And that's kind of your spot for the day because it is a busy ship and a lot of people won't get off. They'll get off at Coco Cay if you want to enjoy the ship, but then you're missing Coco Cay. So Why would you want to do that? And that's the place to be. But overall, there's a lot to do, and you're not going to see it all on 3 days. If you were doing a 7-night cruise on this style ship or a larger one, you will. But 3 days with this many people, it's just not going to happen. There was zip lining. There was the wave simulator. There was the dry slides, which I did get to do, but you may have to make sure, you have sneakers with you, or there's a lot of different things, and you don't want to be running around the whole ship being like, oh, I want to zip line, but I don't have my sneakers on because I've been in the pool, or, oh, I want to do the surfing, but I don't have my bathing suit on because I was just So there's a lot of those kind of like planning out what you want to do, and everything is only open for certain times also, so you have to check that. So maybe bring a bag with you and be able to change in the, as soon as you can, but it is a lot of different things to plan out. One of my favorites on this one, and was also a favorite on the Harmony, was the Central Park location. Now, this is like the center part of the ship. So think about it. If you've never seen the ship, it is like carved out down the middle, and it's a double wide. And down the middle, it's all open, and there's trees. I think this is like the 7th floor of the one that you start on. And it's a whole park with real live trees, and they have animal noises, and like it's a full park, and you can just sit on a bench. They have bars. They have servers that come around. Just like a relaxing place. You could also sit there and look up, and you can see people going down the different slides. You could usually see the DJ. You could hear the pool party going up above. But then you also have this kind of nice area down below where they have like live music at night and different things like that. For the food, so usually Royal is not my favorite for food. As I mentioned, been on different cruises. Celebrity, also owned by Royal. I will rank that kind of like Royal Caribbean, but more for if you don't want to do all the slides, the surfing, the rock wall. It's basically the same kind of ship, just without all the extra frills. If you're not into that, I'm into that. I want to be busy 24/7. I'm not sitting and reading a book. I'm moving. There's also, I did Disney before. Disney, great cruise line. However, probably double the price you're going to be paying. A lot more kids, and I say less activities because it is like just a lot of trivia. It's a little more about a chill, a little more luxurious one. I've done Princess, but I did that back in college, and was definitely the youngest person on the ship by far. So a very older crowd, a little more like elite, I guess you could say. I don't know. And the Norwegian, to me, had the best food, hands down. However, it did have a little bit higher of a price tag. Notice there was a lot more upsells once you get on the ship, but really enjoyed the food on Norwegian. On my other Royal ships, was not impressed by the food. This one was actually very impressed by the food. The first night we were like, let's just go to the buffet. We're not going to go to the dining room. None of us were really up for a dining room. We've done it before. We didn't need to. And it was actually very good, the buffet. And what was nice about the buffet, well, everybody's in the main dining rooms or at the signature restaurants, whatever. The buffet's pretty empty, and they had a ton of stuff. Granted, I eat like a 12-year-old, and I got a hot dog, french fries, chicken fingers, all the good stuff. But they had other food too, for adults. I have to say everything was great. We did 2 of the upcharge restaurants. So the second night we did the Chops Grill, which is the signature steakhouse, which is on all their ships. They always have a Chops Grill. And the Chops Grill, like it says, you get a steak. It's basically you pay one price and you can get anything you want, but they kind of walk you through it. They'll take your time. You get your appetizers, as many steak sauces as you want. They put a ton of sides on the table. We basically got one of every side and just kept, getting more. The steak was fine. I've had better cuts. They were trying to play it up like, oh, this is going to be the best cut of steak in your life. It's not. It was fine. It was a steak. But it was good. It was a nice upcharge atmosphere kind of feeling if you wanted something different than the main dining room. And it was fun with the group. The other restaurant was unique for the ship. So far, it's called the Mason Jar, and this was like a Southern cooking. This one, I wish we didn't do it the night we did. We did it after Coco Cay of eating all day on the beach, so we were all just tired and full, and this was really good food. It was just so heavy, so you're thinking like Southern comfort food. Reminded me of Homecoming Kitchen, if you've been to Chef Art Smith's Homecoming Kitchen at Disney Springs. So that kind of style of food. Definitely go in when you're not already full from the day. That was definitely that was a mistake on my part, rookie mistake. But they do free breakfast in the morning in your room, and it's continental. It's kind of the basic. They'll usually mess up the order. I'm not gonna lie. Like we had friends that we like had the room right next to and would meet on the morning, for breakfast on the balcony, and they were like, "We're missing this. Do you want one of these?" So you can get coffee, pastries, and such. And what you do is you put it on your door hanger, and you leave it before 3 a.m. And then they take it, and then in the morning they'll come and drop off your food, which is really nice. And it's free. Just, have a few bucks for a tip. What is nice, though, I would say about Disney Cruise Line, which I missed on this one, is Disney is 24/7 free room service, and it's all different meals. So I remember getting like chicken wings and macaroni and cheese and a cheese plate or Mickey bars. And so at night, you could just call and say, hey, can I get 2 Mickey bars delivered to my room? And you just have that at night, which is nice. This one is an upcharge if you want to have anything other than the continental breakfast. So a little downsize there, but still nice feature. Or just walk downstairs. You can go to Starbucks, which is an upsell, or you go to theirs coffee place, which I went early, like 7 o'clock in the morning. I'll walk down to their coffee spot, and huge line. Apparently everybody else had the same idea. So like I said, very busy ship. So you want to get in line for coffee, everybody else is getting in line for coffee too. Our day at perfect day at Coco Cay, because they'll play the song as you get on, is we spent the day at Hideaway Beach. So Hideaway Beach is their newest section. It's when you get off the island to the right. And this is, as I mentioned at the beginning, where they added capacity because they needed the space for the other cruise lines because they're having these giant ships now coming in and having 2 at a time. This is an adults-only beach and pool, and it is an upcharge. It's about 40-something a person if you book it in advance. However, you book it day of, if it's still available, it's going to be about 60. And as soon as you get off the ship, head to your right, and there are trams that will take you there. They'll scan your ticket to let you in, and then you can get towels there also. We got there as soon as it opened, very quiet in the morning, a giant pool with an infinity edge that looks over the beach. It's on the beach, nice coved out area. I'm not a beach person. I do not like fish that are going to be next to me, and this is completely dug out. So, and they have nets on the other side, so no fish, large fish can get in or anything like that. And so very quiet, not really big waves, crystal clear water. So grab a seat by the pool, or you can grab a seat by the beach. And then we hopped right in the pool, and the pool is massive. There's a swim-up bar, and it is a giant half-circle swim-up bar. And the other side of the bar is all dry, so if you're outside the pool, you can grab drinks. If you're inside the pool, you can grab drinks. There are seats in the pool. There are tables in the pool. And yeah, so we just started exploring. Also, if you keep heading down, there's a little food area where you can get kind of like little Mexican food. And then there's also cabanas, and they have regular cabanas, and then they have the swim-up cabanas, which is a giant pool. Well, not giant, it's a good-sized pool, and there are individual cabanas there also. So everybody has the pool that they share in the cabana area. Little secluded, so and very expensive. Over where we were in the main pool area, there's also a food area that opens around 11, another bar, and then if you walk down further, there's this little pier area with live music, another bar. They have table games such as like pool and such. You can go play. We mainly hung out by the main pool, and then as soon as the food opened, we got the food. So first thing in the morning, very chill, kind of quiet. People started, coming in slowly. The water was a little cold. Just got some drinks. Then around 11, the party started, and they have a DJ in the middle of the pool that literally is like this little island, and the DJ starts the music, and the 2 girls that were dancing in the front now come with giant champagne guns, and they start shooting everybody in the mouth with champagne, and it becomes a giant beach party. And they have pool floats that come out for beer pong, and people playing beer pong in the pool. They have beach balls that are going around. They have a little volleyball area. So it becomes a giant party. Like, people are up on the ledge dancing. It goes from like a quiet, relaxing morning to a party atmosphere, which, don't get me wrong, also fun. At that point, we decided to go get some lunch, and they have the area where you walk up. Probably the best chicken sandwich I had. Definitely had 2. Definitely that was why I felt rough for the mason jar that night. They have mozzarella sticks. Apparently, I had once, and I have yet to ask again, but they did a secret sandwich where they put the mozzarella sticks on the chicken sandwich. I've done that myself. It was great. Chicken Caesar salad. Healthier options if you want to be that person on a cruise, but you're on a cruise, so live it up. They have the ice cream, and then they also have funnel cakes. So lots of food options, all included. I would say the food is a little more elevated too. I liked it better than most of the areas on the parts of the island. Usually go to the islands and you always get barbecue, and this was more fried chicken sandwiches and mozzarella sticks and salads, and I think they had shrimp. They had a lot of yes, they did. They had a lot of options and a lot of seating, and you never waited. You walked right up, you asked, and they brought it over to you, which was really nice. So it felt like a little more of an upscale for the upcharge atmosphere over there. We did go back in the pool, and it was definitely starting to get wild. Definitely had another round of champagne going around, and they're like spraying everybody in the mouth. They put on a good party over there. However, if you are looking for something a little more quiet, a little bit more relaxing day by the beach, I would not recommend the Hideaway Beach. I heard the Beach Club, which is the upscale, upcharge area, might be a little bit more your speed. And as I get older, probably mine too. But overall, a lot to do on the ship. They don't do a typical formal night also for this one. I know a lot of cruises are like, okay, formal night. But since it's a 3-day and since it's crowned more of a party atmosphere, they don't do that one. That's when they'll do more of the toga party. They did, I think it was a red one. They did like a certain one, pajama party was it? I forget. They had something. I know, what's the cruise line? Virgin Cruises. That's the adults only one. They'll do the red night. They'll do the pajama party night. So they're a big party ship also. I think that's this one was trying to give for their fleet, give more of like a Virgin or Carnival, kind of give more of a party atmosphere instead of a adults relaxing. It was adult party, which was fun. I was just starting to feel a little old by the end. I was like, okay, I'm tired. As I mentioned, it is over in Port Canaveral. They are going to be having next year, or this year, I should say, the Star of the Seas. I'm not sure when. Later this year will be coming out, and that's going to be in their other fleet, their Icon fleet, which is even larger. And they already announced they're putting Back to the Future, the musical from Broadway, on this ship. So, curious how that one's going to be, because each ship seems to have its own like identity of what it's trying to do. The smaller ships, are a little more quieter, weekend ones, and then you have this one, which was definitely that Vegas party atmosphere. But let's talk about some do's and some don'ts. So as I mentioned, do look up that list. Start going through it before you get on there, and then don't expect to see it all. There is a lot to do. Do make sure you make your plan and book early, and don't book day of, such as the drink package also. That will be more money if you book that when you get on the ship than beforehand. Don't try to go that day and say, hey, can I get into Chops tonight? It's probably going to be booked. There are over 5,600 of your closest friends on that ship, and they all had the same idea as you. So set your expectations, prepare in advance, and then be prepared to pivot, because there are a lot of people. And with a lot of people also come a lot of people wanting to do the same thing. So I wanted to get the pizza. They have a 24-hour pizza place that's open, and we went at night, and there was still a huge line. When I went on the Independence, we went at night, walked right up. So with larger ships, definitely come a lot more people. However, is a lot of fun. And if that is something that you're looking for a Vegas-style weekend, leaving out of Orlando and heading to the beach, then that might be just for you. Well, I will see you, I guess I should not say at the parks. I will see you aboard? Yeah, let's do that. See you aboard. Thanks.
Thanks for taking a ride with Average Joe Orlando.
You made it!
I knew you would. Is everyone okay? Hope you still want to open an account.
Say cheese. See you later.
Thanks, everybody. You were brilliant.
At this time, gather up your personal belongings and take your small grubs by their grubby little hands as you exit. Thank you.